Friends, I think it is we are nearing to your lunch break, so it is not fair on my part to penalize you with extempore speech or something like that. I will confine to one point. First of all, I am D.S. Murthy from Syndicate Bank. I was there as office bearer of AIBOC, AP State Unit, right from 1989 till 2002, for more than a decade as State Secretary of Syndicate Bank Officers Association. AIBOC. There was a break in my SBOA tenure, but I continue as office bearer of AIBOC as treasurer and toured almost all the states of Andhra Pradesh, combined state of Andhra Pradesh, along with the then State Secretary, Comrade Ananta Krishna Rao of State Bank of Hyderabad. Immediately after retirement, on 28th April, we know pretty well at that time there was no organization of retirees, consolidated structure of organizations. There was only one opportunity for the retirees. Except legal recourse, nothing would get results. It's a fact. So far, if we have received any monetary benefit till date, it is because of the legal decisions only. When I retired in April 2001, in October 2001, I could gather the support of some of my friends, and out of 20 people have come forward to join me in our legal battle. That's how we filed our case in Karnataka High Court, because management's jurisdiction is Karnataka. We filed in Bangalore. That is 1684 case in 2002. That ultimately prolonged and final decision emerged in 2008. 2012, and nearly 2 decades has passed in our legal battle, and finally we could secure a judgment in our favor, whereby the banks have been directed. There were 3 prayers at that time we filed. One is, lost drawn basic pay should be taken into consideration while fixing the basic, not the eroded value, that is 1684. So that is one. Second player was notional service, that 5 years notional service should be given to VRS people also. That is the second point. And third prayer, with interest, together with interest thereon, we should get it. In Karnataka High Court, we have chosen P.S. Rajgopal as our advocate. P.S. Rajgopal was ICOBU State Secretary at that time. I proudly claim that we are the Sishyas of Comrade L.V. Subramaniam, the father of Bank Officers Trade Union Movement. I can proudly claim. I consider him as our guru. In fact, I attended so many meetings, organizational meetings in Bangalore, of ICOBU State Committee, when I was there in Arsikere, Hassan District of Karnataka, being a coordination committee member representing the Hassan District. So we are all groomed by Comrade L.V. Subramaniam. To that extent, I can proudly claim. So, at that time, Comrade P.S. Rajgopal was the State Secretary of Canara Bank Officers Association. In fact, he has got the dismissal from the service, and he fought back legally. After 12 years of dismissal, he got reinstated with back wages and back promotions. So immediately after getting that order, he resigned and set up his practice as a lawyer. So we have chosen him as our advocate. P.S. Rajgopal fought our case and we won. In the single judge, division bench, also we won. In the division bench, the case was heard by the bench of Chief Justice of Karnataka at that time, Vikramjit Sen, along with the present judge. What is that lady? She is going to be the next Chief Justice of India, the first lady, Nagaratnamma, Justice B.V. Nagaratnamma. Justice B.V. Nagaratnamma and Vikramjit Sen, Chief Justice, that bench has passed a very, very speaking order. You know what they have said? It is a trivial matter. On these silliest issues, bank is spending precious time and lot of public resources on a visual things. And they made a very scratching remarks in their judgment. And we won the case. Finally, management went for appeal in Supreme Court, and finally we got it. Legal, there is no other opportunity for retirees but legal recourse, because there is no forum for negotiation or discussion or anything. When you are in service, you have got agitation, litigation, negotiation. These are the three basic tenements of trade union. As a survey, when we are in service, when we are out of service, only two, either to litigate or to negotiate. Negotiation, there is no forum. Ultimately, the only choice and weapon is only litigation. Limitations are there. Even in lobbying, there is a limitation. All lobbyings will not successfully result in getting benefits. I will cite an example. Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India, there are so many unions, like I hear. They are also having some 4 to 6 unions, both the working and retirees organizations. There were Reserve Bank of India Board of Directors passed a resolution for pension revision. And they gave the pension revision also. But at the instance of the government, it was taken aback. Pension revision was taken back. Then they fought back. Both litigation and agitation, both they did. Simply they have not kept quiet, fighting and all these things, negotiations, lobbying, all these things were over. Do you know in the Supreme Court what they filed a petition? They filed an affidavit, Murum, Under Secretary of the Government of India, Minister of Finance, saying that if we give to Reserve Bank of India this pension revision, the same will have a contagion effect, and we have got to give it to public sector banks. They have committed in writing and filed an sworn affidavit in Supreme Court. Then Supreme Court furiously remarked, saying, nonsense, don't speak all this nonsense. If you want to give, you give them also. Don't show it as an excuse to deny this legitimate right of the retirees of Reserve Bank of India. That's how the restoration of pension revision came in Reserve Bank of India. In addition to that, they have also given a strike or 2 days mass casual leave they have given. At least there was a coordination between the working employer unions and retiree organizations. Here it is not there. That is the main drawback. So, only litigation will not get quick results. only agitation will not yield results, only lobbying will not result, but we have to explore possibilities by using all these three simultaneously. We need litigation, we need negotiation, we need agitation. So, before concluding that, I will tell one point. In spite of all this lacuna, how pension revision issue has come to this state, I think many of you may not be knowing. I will tell the backdrop, how Nirmala Sitharaman had given that interview in Business Line in October 2020. I will further go back preceding 8 to 9 months, 10 months. Yes. Here I wanted to tell the real story which has prompted Nirmala Sitharaman to give that press statement in interview publicly, followed by her reiteration in IBA's general body meeting, supporting the cause of retirees. One Mr. Sharma, a retired DGM of State Bank of India, Delhi, his father, they have been fighting. He is also a crusader like us. So many cases also he fought along with some group of retirees. His father and L.K. Advani were closely associated in RSS activities. They are very close. At that point of time, the present working president, I don't know, is Ladda happened to be one of his family friends. Mr. Sharma told, this is our problem. Our pension issues or revision is creating a block. Then he told, Are Baba, your father and L.K. Advani are very close. Everybody knows it. Let us go and meet. I will make a appointment with L.K. Advani. Let us go. And he took Sharmaji to L.K. Advani's house. L.K. Advani, he presented all these our issues. Are Baba, you need not tell, your father is a very close friend of mine. I have got high regards for him. Now, he told, you do one thing. Narendra Modi, as a guru's regard towards me, he always, at least once in 2 months, he will come to my house and take lunch with me. I will tell a date when he is coming here. You come with all your documents. In my presence, you can explain. That's how a meeting was arranged when Narendra Modi was present in L.K. Advani's house for lunch. There he presented all these things. Then, okay, I will. That is the first meeting. Normally he told, okay, I will take up this matter and I will. He took the papers and through his secretary it was given to finance ministry. It's normal. Afterwards, Mr. Ladda's initiative through RSS links, he has sent another representation through to finance ministry, because she should not feel that she has been overlooked. Directly it is coming from Prime Minister's office. So she has also to be taken into confidence. In that context, he sent the papers. When there was afterwards, after a couple of weeks or so, there was a call from Ministry of Officials, Secretary of Finance, to Mr. Sharmaji. it seems you have got some representation with regard to your pension revision issue, pensioners issue. What all the papers you have got, what all the documents you have got in support of your demand, you please send it to us. Send it to us in advance. So he has sent accordingly, with a brief resume also. After a couple of weeks again, there was a call from the same Secretary Ministry of Finance to Mr. Sharmaji. Madam is going to convene a video conference with you on the subject what you have represented at 10:30 p.m. on 15th August, just one day before Rama Janmabhoomi Foundation Stone. Because 15th August means everybody will be busy day. That's why she could not give. She has given only at 10:30 p.m. in the night for half an hour video conferencing. All the papers already she has submitted to Madam Sitaraman. She has prepared everything. During the course of discussions, interaction with Mr. Sharmaji, she was referring to certain cases also. What happened with that Kasturi case? It's a famous case concerning State Bank of India retirees, where Murum committee recommendations were also given for pension revision in State Bank of India. Murum, at that time he was Under Secretary, a committee was formed and they have submitted their report, where IBA was also a member, Secretary Finance also a member, IBA is also a member. So that also they have taken. So finally, okay, to sum up her video conferencing, she told, now what all you have explained me now, you give it in a brief resume and send it to me, and don't send it to me directly. Your meeting with me is now arranged through party cadre, that is RSS. You submit your resume also to RSS. Let it come through that channel only. She gave a specific direction. No, this is all told to me by a close friend of mine who has a witness. So that's how a blueprint was prepared by the Finance Ministry. But still, there was some delay. In the interregnum period, to our fortune, the brother-in-law of Mr. Sharma was the NCRT chairman. There were series of discussions on one-to-one basis with Narendra Modi Sahab, with the brother-in-law of that NCRT chairman, for deciding the new education policy, which has now been implemented. At that time, there were some 10 to 15 times sittings were there with him on one-to-one basis. NCRT chairman and Narendra Modi Sahab. Then at that point of time, when the discussions were under course of our Sharmaji told, Baba, I have represented our case. Anyway, you are having direct contact with Narendra Modi Sahab. Why can't you just remind him, that's all? He knows. We told, I have given my representation and he is aware of it. Just you make a reference and remind him. So on the final day of his interactions with, as a NCRT chairman with Narendra Modi Sahab on new educational policy, after everything is decided, then just before leaving, he asked, sir, a small favor, personal favor. What is that? He gave this representation of Sharmaji. Arre Baba, I know it. I have seen this. Anyway, I will take up the matter again, remind the... Okay. Just within 10-15 days, Nirmala Sitharaman ji has addressed that interview with Business Line. There she made a concrete statement. I think in the meantime, she might have already had discussions with IBA chairman, SBI chairman. That's why she made a specific reference of SBI chairman. You like a big brother, you'd see this pension revision issue is settled for retirees. And at that time, she told, her previous assignment was defense minister. In defense, retirees and working, they treat them as a family. We also should have that concern for the retirees. So that's how Business Line interview has come into surface. After that only, all unions woke up. We want pension revision. This is the ground realities. Individual efforts will not be known to many people. Only those who are working in close proximity. That's how I came in contact with many of our SBI leaders, many of the other bank leaders. So far, let me make it very clear here at this point of time. There was a lot of pressure on me to accept a leadership in AIBRF. I told, no, if I become leader, I also will become defunct like you. I don't want to become a defunct leader. What all I act individually. I will do it in my own way. Don't drag me into the leadership. If I become leader, I will be like you sitting on the dais, just like monuments. I don't want defunct leaders. That's how we have been working. That's how I had set up our own network. C.N. Venugopal, Kerala, Umesh Sharma ji, Delhi, and others. AIB, PRESA, everything in coordination, because by virtue of my position as a IBOC leader, I used to regenerate the links I had at my command. So when there is a will, there is a way. Only we should have the will to do it, then we can do something. So this is all the background. But one thing I tell you, we are going to get our pension revision, no doubt about it. It is only the obstacles created by none less than AIBA, Venkatachalam. He is the crux of the problem. He has what all IBA want to say, Venkatachalam is saying the same thing. What IBA want to say, that is pension revision only in a phased manner. That's what Venkatachalam telling. No funds, actuarial calculations, funds are not there. Same thing IBA, Venkatachalam is doing. So IBA spokesman is Venkatachalam and S.A. Jain is Venkatachalam's spokesman. He is his bootlicker. Let me tell you frankly. He is simply a bootlicker. So that's why, with all said and done, you may ask me, still why you are continuing AIBRF? If we accept leadership, they would have dismissed me, and because of anti-organizational activities. But if I continue as an ordinary member, he cannot pluck even single hair of me. Whereas I can create lot of troubles to you. Mind it. This I have told, this warning I have told in the triennial conference of AIBRF at Delhi last time. Openly I told. So friends, we should have the courage to say truth. We need not have any intelligence, only courage. But if you want to trade and cunningly, you want intelligence, because crooked intelligence is required to cheat the members. So Thank you very much for your kind, patient hearing.
Can I ask you something? Before your arrival, we were deliberating on this aspect of pension revision. Before your arrival to the hall, we were deliberating on pension revision. Our organization.
It is Mr. Raghu Rao who contacted me and he said, Mutgaru, you must come. Then I said, first he said lunch meeting, lunch. Then I was hesitating, sir, for lunch's sake, why should I? But I didn't express because it is modesty prevented me. But he told, sir, you have to speak something. Then okay.
We were deliberating, I am giving the background. We were deliberating on this aspect. Our leaders and board members are there. They are enlightening us on the efforts and all that. The lobbying for what they are doing. Now, in the deliberations it emerged that the cost factor is the hindrance in the IBA meeting or IBA level for updation. And cost factor involves SBI also. Whereas pension regulations of other banks are different in the sense SBI pension is different, other banks' pension is different. Here, clubbing with SBI for updation is giving a wrong calculation or a misdirected judgment by actuary. Probably so, I am not an expert. This could be one reason why the IBA or the managing committee of IBA or bank chairman or ministry, everybody are intrigued about it. Now, your recent enlightenment to us, it was SBI which is first.
Yes.
They are lobbying manner.
Yes.
So, clubbing with SBI or other nationalized banks or associates which were also in pension regulation would give any direction to this in legal terms. One thing. Two, clubbing this will go in a different way at the administrative side, maybe governance side, because ministry and Prime Minister also may look at it in different way because SBI we cannot separate. That's what we understand from the deliberations. So in the light of that, can you just add something because
Yes.
legal or non-legal how it works?
Both I will cover. Whether you accept it or not, insofar as lobbying is concerned, SBI is a powerful lobby because government deals with SBI with their accounts, tax collections, all these things. Of course, it is diversified out all these things, but you must accept that with all said and done, SBI has been the leader. Of course, they may be having their own interests, no doubt about it. Do you mean to say that there is no interest in UFBU constituents? ABA has got its own interest, NCB has got its own interest, BEFI has got its own interest. So, in spite of their self-interest, they have come in one umbrella, whether it is successful or unsuccessful. It is immaterial. But when we have to fight for a cause, we have got to take all these divisive forces and make a acceptable single point agenda. So that's how we cannot ignore State Bank of India. Number one. Second point you told. For instance, when pension scheme was introduced, there were only two constituents who have opposed it. It has become a very delicate position for me, like an office bearer of AIBOC affiliate. In one of the executive committee meetings, I questioned my general secretary. When pension scheme is a social security and is most acceptable to everyone, why you are saying that against pension revision? Not only you, even I question this to Befi also, who also supported, along with the AIBOC, Befi also supported. Then I asked the leadership of Befi also. Then I told one thing, in the open executive committee meeting I told, our central executive committee, nearly 150 people, our executive committee is not like your federation, our is unitary system. All India only one unit. Then I told openly, mate, as a individual I wanted to accept pension revision and I wanted to opt for pension. By virtue of my occupying this post as a state secretary, I am not able to say it openly. That's why I am tendering my resignation. And I will direct open, go for public. I will. Then our general secretary and others said, no, we are taking up the matter, discussing the matter with Godbale and others. There is no embargo for anybody who wanted on their own personal reasons to opt for pension. Number one. By virtue of your opting pension, that will not come in the way of your continuing as a state secretary. That's why he told off my resignation letter in presence of all. Then we openly told. Then I told. Then we will tell openly to all our members. Those who wanted to opt for pension, you opt for yourself. It is your decision. You need not go by organizational advice. If it suits you, you accept it. I am accepting as a leader. If you want, you accept. It is individual choice, not organizational call. There is no organizational call. In Syndicate Bank, we have told openly. So, friends, that is one point. Another point, what you told?
No, I was talking only about the cost calculation.
Cost calculation. Now, I will come to that cost calculation. When pension scheme was introduced, the real hurdle was nobody knew how to pool resources as per pension regulations. That too, when majority of the officers didn't opt for pension, the servicing of the pension scheme will not reach the break-even level. Break-even level in the sense it should take self-sufficient. In addition to that, banks were using these funds, including your PF and gratuity. Many of you may not be knowing. Even our gratuity funds and your, though accounting norms are there, yes, 15 and all these things, only for figures' sake. But actually, those were siphoned away to meet your bad debts, window dressing the balance sheets. All the banks they have done without any exception. It is a naked truth. I can confidently say it. Oriental Bank of Commerce, they have diverted 20 crores of the pension corpus funds to a battery company to invest in unsecured non-debenture bonds, NCBD. That battery company went insolvency. There was a notice from the CLC that insolvency, you are not going to get your pension investment, NCD bonds investment, you make your own provision. That means for every 100 rupees you invest in NCD bonds of that battery company, you will get 1 or 2 rupees. Whose money is this? It is pension corpus funds. They have used it. That's why Mr. Sidhu, Oriental Bank of Commerce, General Secretary of Retirees Association, he filed a criminal complaint against the Chairman and Managing Director and EDs and all the trust board members. A legal notice was issued and he filed a criminal complaint. That is the same thing we are doing now. When you are paying pension, revised pension to whole-time directors, that is retired EDs and MCMDs, you are using this fund for their payment. It is a conversion. It is a criminal offence and prosecuted under criminal law. Yes. That's why we are contemplating to file a contempt petition and criminal complaint against the managements. Still date that there was no amendment to give empowering the banks to pay revised pension to ex-EDs and CMDs. If that is the case, our pension fund is clear. 56 and all the regulations, all regulations, I need not quote you, number of regulations are there. You must use only for to meet the pension corpus only. Any amount deviated payment, it amounts conversion. Conversion means window dressing, means criminal offence. You know how they manipulated? I am told the court has gave a punishment of 1,000 rupees fine to the CMD of OBC for having converted that amount. 1,000 rupees. So here everything is possible, Baba. You can manage judiciary, you can manage everybody. So, no. With all these constraints we are fighting because at least we will succeed in one instance or the other. So it has been sent a warning signals to the managements of the banks. You be careful, you will not let out scot-free. We are there to as a watchdog to counter your dubious methods. So that way we are successful. I answered your point.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So friends, thank you. మీరు మనందరం కూడా డిస్కషన్స్ ఒకసారి ఫైనల్గా మనం అయిపోదామన్నా ఎవ్రీబడి వాంటెడ్ టు సే ఎనీథింగ్ సజెషన్స్ చెప్పాలి
పూర్తిగా చాలా ఎన్లైటింగ్ చేశారు. నిజంగా థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆల్ మెంబర్స్. అప్డేషన్ అయింది కాబట్టి ఆ లీగల్ పాయింట్ మీద గవర్నమెంట్ కూడా ఒప్పుకుంది కాబట్టి ఐడియా కూడా పదార్థాలు ఆ పాయింట్ మీద మనం అయినా పాజిబిలిటీ ఉండాలి.
అదే that's what no ఇవాళ say ఇవాళ you do not know we have secured the office notes from the Ministry of Finance under RTI. They have made it very clear. The background of the affidavit filed by Murum, State Secretary of Finance in the Supreme Court, where he has received all the boomeranging from the court. The office note said, if we give it to pensioners, I have a Reserve Bank of India, restore it, the same thing had to be given. They have committed in their office notes. Now they cannot go back. It is recorded. We have got the evidences. We know. Say, when we are fighting an enemy, we should keep every armory in our hands. Keep ready to attack that fellow by any contact.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మూర్తి గారు. ఫ్రెండ్స్ మీరు ఒకసారి మీరు కూడా చెప్పేస్తే ఫైనల్గా మిగిలిన విషయాలు కాకినాడలో కంక్లూడ్ చేస్తాను.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Please, you have it. బ్యాంకులో ఎవరు పట్టించుకుంటారు సార్, ఎవరు పట్టించుకోరు.
Threat is always dangerous than execution. We should have a threat.
I think Mr. Manchester is contacted.
From, I know.
Forum.
Lakshman Koram, General Secretary of Reserve Bank of India, he is in touch with me.
మంచి మీరు మంచి బూస్టింగ్ ఇచ్చారండి పాజిటివ్నెస్ వచ్చిందంటే